How you doing? This is Brother T. If you want to support the channel, we have t-shirts and other merch right there in the description. Just hit the link.
You were a star child, let your light shine for all the world. When you open your mouth to reveal a pearl, let it shine more, just to light the path. If it don't add up, man, just do the math. If it ain't for you, let it pass on through.
How you doing? This is Terrion Wilson, aka yo boy Brotha T, here with another one. So this is the next in the series, you know, how fill in the blank ruined the relationship. So on this one, we're going to talk about how the dating app ruined the relationship. So how dating apps ruin the relationship, you know, whichever way you want to phrase it, it's cool with me. We call this channel T's Life Tree. And on this channel, we like to give you little pine cones of wisdom, just like today. Now, if you don't know what that is, stick around, stay on the channel, you'll get it. Before we get started, like, subscribe, okay? Because if you like and subscribe, then we can continue to give you these pine cones of wisdom. I got tongue tied, it's all right. So we're gonna talk about how dating apps ruin the relationship. All right, nothing too deep. It's going to be a short video, but we're just going to talk about how the dating app ruined the relationship. Now, traditionally, what's the traditional way that we get into relationships? One person personally and physically approach another in person, right? And every now and then you had a situation where you can be set up on the phone, or, you know, you can have a blind date, you know, where you don't meet the person and you get set up by somebody else. Yeah, we had those scenarios, but it was a little different. Normally the traditional way that men and women got together was you would meet in person, and oftentimes it would be a man approaching, and there you go, you know, try to make a connection there, you know what I mean? You know, lay some game, you know what I mean? Game might be tight, you know what I mean? A little bit tight for her. Or the game could be terrible and she feels sorry to give them the number anyway. Whichever way you wanted to look at it, that's how we did it traditionally. Now, along with the internet, with the invention of the internet, not I shouldn't say the invention, but in the innovation of the internet. And as we progressed as people, there started to be online dating, right? This is before the app thing. We're talking about online dating, the first websites, right? And that was looked upon almost as like you're desperate if you go there, or you're crazy if you use that as a way to meet somebody. I'll just stick to my traditional guns. I remember when it was almost a bad thing to meet somebody online, right? It was almost like a little stigma. You had to kind of sneak around, you know, or if you introduced your boyfriend or girlfriend. And where'd you guys meet? What'd you say? I didn't hear you. We met online. And then everybody in the room would look around. Oh God, he or she could be a serial killer. Oh my God, right? That was the thing, right? So it was frowned upon, you know, in many cultures, many communities. So what did they do? They really changed the game. And honestly, who did it help, right? Supposed to solve a problem when you come up with certain things like that. And what problem it solved, it made it so where people that were a little more shy, they could approach, right? But on the downside, on the flip side, it also has a person, they can show something that they're not, right? They can be anybody. When you're online, you can be anything you want. So online, I'm 5'9", right? I'm 5'9", and you know, I'm thick, but you know, I'm solid, I'm muscly, you know what I mean? But online, I can be 6'5" and slim. You get what I'm saying? So you can be whatever you want online, and that kind of caused a little bit of a stir as well. But for those that were just shy about the approach, it kind of evened the playing field a little bit. Where am I going with this? Because that doesn't ruin relationships necessarily. I'll get there. So we talked about the traditional way in which men and women used to get together. And we talked about the non-traditional way that came about because the advent and the innovation of the internet. Now, Fast forward to recent days, right? Even especially after COVID hit, it even got worse, right? Your man Brotha T even created some dating profiles, right? And I got an episode on that. You need to check it out. It's very cool. It's very, very interesting. I had an interesting time. It was research and I was kind of serious at the same time. I was looking for somebody that I can connect with, right? Not necessarily, I don't need a wife tomorrow, or I don't need just a hookup, but just somebody I can just connect with on whatever level. Now, you know, that's the proper use for it. How does that ruin a relationship? It doesn't. But let me get there. It takes away the face-to-face connection, which is very important. Now, I'm not saying it's the only thing you need to form a connection, because you can form a connection over a phone, over the internet. But eventually, in order for that connection to grow, you eventually have to meet face to face. However, will you be physically intimate with somebody unless you meet them face to face, right? Phone sex is only gonna feel so good, right? You get what I'm saying? So eventually you have to meet that person face. So you need that part eventually. How does dating apps affect this? Well, especially when COVID hit, now you have a situation where the guy doesn't have to approach anymore, right? Because remember, that was the traditional way. The guy would approach and, you know, make things happen or not happen, depending on the guy, right? So now we've evened the playing field a little bit in that respect. And I think it ended up being a bad thing for both parties. Because what happens now? Now you have a situation where guys aren't approaching the same way. Now, and I'm gonna stick up for the ladies on this one, this is against the guys. Now the guys can be even more selective in who they approach, right? Now I can pick through and I say, oh, they can go that way and I can just approach this one over here, right? But also on the flip side, now the ladies can be unrealistic in their approach as well. Because remember, if the guy has to take it upon himself to have the initiative to have the initial approach, and you take that away, what happens? If you have a group of ladies, they're all going to approach the same guy. Think about it. The guys aren't approaching. So when that was happening, you get all kinds of guys that could approach you, right? It could be any kind of guy that approached you. And some of them weren't always physically what you wanted, but you found more out about the guy and you said, this is a nice guy, I'm gonna give him a chance. You see, that's eliminated with the dating app, right? Because now you can filter through. I'll give you an example of something I literally seen, right? There was a dating profile where I saw that she said she was 5'2". She had multiple kids, not one, not two. I think she had 3 or more, maybe 4 or 5 kids. So she's 5'2", 5 kids. She described herself as, you know, big and lovely, whatever. You know, I'm looking at the pictures. I'm like, okay, that's a little past that, but I'll let you go, sister. I'll let you go. Now, if you 5'2", you 300 pounds or more, and you have 4 or 5 kids, hey, that's on you. You deserve to be with somebody, right? Match up to who matches up to you, and if it works, it works. I'm not gonna Kevin Samuels you, right? I'm not gonna throw you under the bus and say it's over totally. I'm gonna say your numbers are dwindling though, but you know what I mean? With each thing you tap on there, it's going a little lower. But understand, you still deserve to be happy too. That's not what was the problem with the profile. The problem with the profile was she had all that going on, right? The 5'2", the multiple kids, and she was way heavier than what she was describing. Like I said, that wasn't a problem to me. Whatever, do your thing. Not for me, but do your thing. It was what came after that I had a problem with. When she wrote the profile, she said, if you aren't 6 feet tall or more, swipe right. So you telling me that I'm supposed to overlook this, and this, and give you a chance, right? But you won't give me a chance if I'm under 6 feet. That's how the dating app ruined the relationship. So now you got people with unrealistic goals and unrealistic things doing the most out here. instead of letting the guy approach and then learning more about him, and maybe it might be a match, right? Yeah. Instead of giving that guy a chance, right? You just swipe. You swipe right, swipe right, swipe right. Oh, he's under 6 feet. Swipe right, swipe right. That's ridiculous, because he could be 5'9" or 5'10" and be the man of your freaking dreams, and now you just passed him. He could be your soulmate. You passed him because he said he had a child. You get what I'm saying? Wow. And that's vice versa, even on the man's side, right? Vice versa. I mean, she could be a great girl, but you passed her because she has a kid. You know what I mean? Like, we need to look at this a little more balanced, right? Let me tell you another scenario, right? And this was profile after profile after profile. More on Tinder, right? Match.com, not as much, but definitely on Tinder, you would see the first picture of some of these ladies, and they will be naked, half naked, whatever. Hey, that's your body. Do your thing. I enjoyed seeing them, by the way. But now, what did I have a problem with? I had a problem with the profile, because you would do that. You would be in your lingerie on a picture, or showing the goods off. And then the first thing you'll say is, not looking for hookups. I want a serious relationship. Are you serious? Okay. I'm sorry, that one touched my soul. Okay. Are you serious? The dating apps ruin the relationships. What kind of guy? I mean, and you're entitled to want what you want, but understand what a mixed signal is. Now, part of me kind of thinks that they just didn't want to look a certain way, so they had to say that in there to kind of filter out some of the guys, and maybe they'll just choose the guy they want to do something with, and they'll do something quick in a way. Part of me thinks that that's that, but another part of me thinks that they're just delusional and they think somebody's going to see those pictures and want to be with them long term. That's not how it works, ladies. It's not how it works. You have to have value outside of your sex to keep a guy around. You can get a guy coming there. There's many jokes there. I'll leave it alone. So you can get a guy to come to you, but you're not going to get him to stay around if you don't have any other value other than your sex. You have to be honest with yourself. The next woman has sex as well. So that's not in short supply. So yours, you can think it's extra special. She has one too, and guess what? She thinks it's extra special. And that one over there, she also thinks hers is extra special. What am I saying? What I'm saying is, everybody has one, so what's setting you apart? Now, if you have that, and then you have these other things that he doesn't want to let go of, he's going to stay with you. Trust me, a real guy, real man is going to stay. He's going, hey, I want to be over here because she has all this other stuff other than that. You know, I know all y'all got this, but she got this too. All right. Now, I got off subject a little bit because some of you needed to hear that out there to get it through your skull. You need more. Keep them around. You need more. Reel them in, right? So that's interesting. So sending mixed signals, you can send more mixed signals. Now, going back to the traditional way of meeting, when a guy approached and a woman was dressed a certain way, he would already know, right? There's no mixed signals. You don't have to send mixed signals. I already know what you're doing if everything's hanging out. I know where you're going with that. And if you don't think so, a lot of people got caught up that way. But anyway, let me wrap it up. So this is Terrion Wilson, aka Brotha T. I enjoyed talking about today how dating apps ruin the relationship. This is just a little series I'm doing for fun, but some of you are going to get something out of it, I'm sure. I'll see you on the next episode, family, and I'm out of here. Thanks for stopping through. Peace.